Well, this is 1 week of sitting. She's still tight, but the sadness continues. If you recall in the other videos, there was some push rods that didn't quite come out. Well, I'd used some of my mix, drizzled down in there, grabbed onto them and just popped them out. But as you can see, yeah, I don't think they're supposed to be like that down there. So everything's just kind of been soaking. You probably can't see. Yeah, you can see the reflection. Like I say, if it don't run, I'm not out much. I'm not out really anything. So, but I did get the starter off. Let's see if I can get that in there. There's some sadness down in there. And it appears the starter does work. So I'm thinking about pulling the rad off, which that's going to be an endeavor into sadness also. And I'm thinking, the guy that I got this off of said it was a C. Okay, so I was going by what he said. And everything I'm finding out, we got a water pump. We got this type of brake. I don't have a VIN tag or a serial number tag anywhere on here, so not sure. Haven't really researched on where to look for that. I'd imagine it'd be behind the oil filter housing. So if it's a Super C, you know, we got some numbers back here, but I guess I could clean that up right there and we can find out. But yeah, I don't know if that's any coincidence or anything back in there. But like I say, no serial tag, so I have the sheet metal and obviously the decals are long gone. Like I said, this is just a simple project for me to putz with. Not looking to make anything out of it. But I figured I'd give you a week update of the soak. One thing I might spend some money on if I can find one is a actual hand crank. I guess there's, from what I've read, there's differences between the narrow and the wide front end cranks, because I'd imagine the narrow front end crank, you wouldn't need it so dang long, but with this here, your heim joint, you wouldn't want to be whacking your knuckles off of that. And I know you pull it towards you, you pull it this way, so you don't do that. So this ain't my first time around a old farmall tractor. I grew up on narrow front end H's, so there's that too. But yeah, it's going to come down to I'm going to have to split it. Just take the front end off, block it up, get the engine hoist, crib it up back here, pull the block off, see what happens, put it on an engine stand, just wheel this out somewhere, probably out in the jingweeds for it never to be used again. You know, that type of thing. But I'll have an engine. But it's not like the detents are working. I know it's going to be full of water, but it's traveling into the gears. So there's another number down there I didn't see, but I imagine from what I've seen, the serial number tag would have been on that box somewhere. I'm not seeing nothing, or even rivets where it could have been. This is probably just a casting, like I think that number matches up with the one on the block, from what I can see. But yeah, it'd sure be nice if I had a crank for it. Try getting in here maybe and getting the lever on it. See about getting her broke loose. Like I said, I have to pull the other brake drum off. This side freewheels, that other side don't. And I mentioned in one of my other videos that I know these nuts are different. There's a shouldered side and a non-shouldered side. You can see it. See that? So, and from what I've read, it's to keep the corners of the nut from bearing down into the cast of the head. So, I don't know if I'm gonna get crazy on pull these head studs out. I probably am. If I'm gonna go through it, I'm gonna have to do that before I put it on an engine stand, and you know, heat up the block and then try to get these out while it's still mated to the tractor, because that will help. So, oh well. Like I say, it don't worry me if it won't run again, or I can't get it unseized. I mean, I'll get it unseized. That's no problem. It's just going to take some time. So, and I'm not in a hurry.